Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. I'm going to talk about the agentic AI, all this AI buzzword, and then the AI stuff. So, have you guys like look into the AI thing recently? How many of you are like interested in AI? Okay, so it seems like a lot of people are interested in AI. So let's see how we can use AI in our day-to-day Laravel applications and then make our Laravel application intelligent. Okay, so let's begin. So first thing first, I'm Puncoz Nepal. I work as a application engineer in at Rakuten, and like you can find me in like almost all social media platforms with my username Puncoz. Okay. So let's begin with the current situation. So how our current situation looks like. So like most of the business logics have like endless of if else conditions, a lot of service classes, right? So we all maintain all of our business logic in service classes and doing a lot of if else conditions, a lot of like hard coded rules, and of course like when we ship something, some new features, then like another business logic might come arise, another requirement might come arise, right? So our business logic change faster than composer update usually. So basically, the reality is like our application is in 2019, but the our boss might ask for like ChatGPT in it, like, right? So it means we need to constantly update our logics and cope with the recent trends and all. Yes. So we all use Laravel here because, yeah, why not? Like, Laravel apps are great. And until business people get involved, they are great. And then it like basically the business logic keeps on changing, rules changes faster, right? So like all these things I've already talked about. So here comes the agentic AI, which helps to helps as like us, we developers, we can be beneficial for from this, and then constantly updating business logic stuff. So let's see how things work. So first thing first, AI. Like you might have heard about a lot of AI terminology recently, right? Like there are the generative AI, AI agents, agentic AI. So what is the differences? So let's see. Gen AI is basically the creative one. So all those chat GPTs, dailies, bios, those are the generative AI. So basically it makes stuff from scratch. And then AI agents. AI agents are like basically have one jobs in which they are really good at. And then comes agentic AI. So the agentic AI is the one that can plan, reason, and then use a lot of tools to achieve to perform certain business things, to give certain features or something like that. So in short, Gen AI talks, agents do, and agentic AI thinks and does. So, if you are really interested into these things, you can find a article by Anthropic. Search for building effective agents by Anthropic, and then Anthropic has categorized these things into three different things. Like one is the augmented LLM. So basically, it's a RAG, and then the second can be the workflows. So workflow is basically calling the LLMs to do certain tasks. And then agents is nothing similar to workflows, but it has the feedback loops. So kind of workflows and agents are similar, but workflows are basically responsible for one task. Agents can perform many tasks. Okay. So like what agentic AI flow looks like? So basically, agentic AI, like I already have mentioned, agentic AI can perform, can plan, can do certain tasks, can observe, and then again the same cycle can revolve, right? So the flow can be something like this, like the human asks for something, agentic AI plan for it, and then do certain actions, and then observe the result, and then based upon that it can replan or give the outputs. So the very simple flow. So basically, this flow is called the React pattern. So in the like agentic AI, there like you can find many patterns. Like different peoples are talking like different patterns. So I'm basically talking about the React pattern in this talk today. So React means the I mean the region plus acts. Okay. So let's move forward. So basically, React is reason and act. This is a AI loop, and then where the AI will like reason the certain things, and then they act on that. So, uh, like if we talk from the code level, so in our like existing code base, like if we need to give certain discount, then our code might look like this. So if the order is more than 1,000, then give the discount of 20%. So now the agentic AI doesn't require code. It basically think in the natural language. So if there is a big order, the customer is loyal. So maybe we might need to give them a certain discount. So it will give this 20% discounts. So this is a very basic examples. Okay. Okay. So now here comes the demo time. Basically, this demo is not that fancy enough, so maybe you might consider that like this is a very basic thing. So why do we need agentic AI, right? So, but this is just for the understandable purpose. I am giving the very basic demo for now, so you guys can think from here. Okay, so let's see. So the first demo I'm going to give is about the weather agent. So we have an weather as agent which can gives the temperature based upon the user inputs in the like natural language. Like if we need to do this in the programming, what we need to do, like we need to fetch the data from weather APIs, and then based upon the user's request, like let's say user asking for the temperature of Tokyo, maybe our code like we will write a if logic, or maybe we will just search in the weather database for the city, right? And then this, if the city match, we will return the data. That is our existing code. But when we comes to agentic AI, how it looks like. So the agent, like the human, will ask for the temperature of New York and LA, maybe for an example, and then the AI will plan. So for this, what AI needs to do? So AI needs the data for the two cities. Then AI will act. So how it act? It calls the get weather details function, pass the city name, and then get the data. Again, it needs to call the same function for the LA. So after it gets the weather information of LA and then New York, it gives the outputs. So this is like all these intermediate flow is handled by the AI. So AI will think of this flow by itself. We don't need to write any code for this. Okay. So let's see. Okay. So, like all these intermediate steps, we call it auto prompting, because currently the AI we know is LLM. That is what popular, right? So in LLM, we need to give prompt, and then based upon that prompts, the AI or the LLM will give certain outputs, right? So here, all these intermediate steps, we need to provide certain prompts. So that prompts is called the auto prompting. Auto prompting means like in like ChatGPT, we will write the prompt, right? But here we are not going to write the prompt. It is AI that is going to write the prompt. So that is called the auto prompting. So the for the auto prompting, like here I'm going to show a very basic flow. So basically, we are asking AI to perform the tasks based upon these five steps state machine uh, flow basically. So the AI will start. So we start means okay, I mean what do you want? So AI might ask for it, and then the AI will plan. Let me think about that things, and then AI will action, and then observe, and then outputs. So basic state machine diagram will flow will be like this. Okay, so before jumping into the demo, let's learn a bit about the prompt engineering, because without prompt engineering we might not understand how AI is like how we are going asking AI to do the tasks, right? So have you ever heard about prompt engineering, or like do you know how to write a good prompt? Because I think all of us use chat gpts etc, right? So do you write a prompt in an effective way? Do you know what is the effective prompting technique is? So basically, there is a bad prompts and then good prompts. So for the in the bad prompts, maybe just asking AI bluntly. So because it is a language model, it doesn't know the like it doesn't know like what we are actually looking for, right? Because it is just it is kind of autocomplete. So in autocomplete, it means we need to provide it as much context as we want, so that it can look into every tokens and every words. So that is why a good prompting is required. So what good prompts looks like? So basically in every prompt you need to add these five things, so that AI can return data more effectively. So basically you need to provide role and context. So for an example, in our case, like we are saying that your role is an AI assistant who can start, plan, action, observe and outputs. And then comes the tasks, what AI needs to do. So we are saying that wait for the user prompts for first, and then for the first plan, and then based upon that do certain actions, and then wait for the observe. After you get the results, and then replan, and then give output. That is what we are instructing AI. And then we provide the tools. So for these tasks, you will have access to these tools. Like we are saying the AI the additional details, we are giving the AI the additional details. After that, we are providing the AI the formats, what formats it should respond. So and then also provide the example, so that AI can only focus in these patterns. Okay, so any confusion until now, the prompt engineering, prompting and those things? Okay, so let's move. Okay, so let's see in demo. Okay. This is basic Laravel applications, and for now, for the simplicity, I'm just going to make what it calls the CLI tool, so that we can directly ask AI what to do. Later on, like you can implement this in complex projects also without user interventions. Okay, so for the simplicity, now I'm going here. I have created one AI called Weather AI. Is it the Weather AI? Yes. So basically, this is a artisan command, which like we can run this command by using these options, these arguments, and then here I have mentioned like prepared functions which will gives the weather details based upon the city. So for this, you can have like API, you can have database, anything is okay. For now, it is just a JSON mapping, basically a lookup variables, lookup object, and then just finding the city. If not found, giving the not found message. And then comes to our agentic flow. Okay, so here like I have listed a tools list just for the simplicity, and then the message I'm giving the system message for AI. So my system message is stored in this config. So let's look like let's see how it looks like. So it is exactly same as previously I shown, like similar to the previous shown prompts. So basically I'm just asking that AI to do certain tasks, and then give the access to these tools, just mentioning that these tools are available, and then just asking that how the AI should react. So basically, the first thing is like the user in the like it is a JSON format, and I am saying that you should always respond in JSON format, you should always follow the JSON format. So I'm saying that don't reply in normal text. Always give response in JSON so that we can parse it programmatically. Okay. So the JSON structure will be like like it is a type of user, which means that user input is provided in this key. So basically, user is asking for the sum of temperature of New York and Los Angeles, and then AI will plan for this. So based upon this input, AI will return the plan. So meaning that AI will call these functions for the New York, and then similarly for the Los Angeles. And then there will be the observation. Observation is basically coming from these functions, the output of these functions call. So AI will do all these things sync like step by step, and at last like it will give the JSON output, JSON response in which will be the output, and then which will be like the output to the user. So let's see how our code looks like. I just gave the system message. System message is the instruction for AI, nothing more. And by the way, I'm using OpenAI, some open source library. You can use any AI like Gemini or whatever AI like you want. I'm just using the ChatGPT, OpenAI, and for that I'm using this library called OpenAI Laravel or OpenAI PHP, something like that. Okay, so here is the system message, and then I am like, for this example I am doing it in a loop, variable loop. So I just prepare a message, and then inside that message I'm waiting for the user prompt, and then after the user input, I am just passing that in the messages array. So this is a basically array, so I am just passing the user input there. Okay, and then started the auto prompting. So auto prompting is also very simple, not that complex functions. So basically like it is also a loop, infinite loop, and then here I am passing this message to the OpenAI, calling the OpenAI functions, library functions. So not that complex things here. So get the result from the OpenAI, and then based upon that results, if this response is a type of output, then I am just printing the outputs. If the type is action, then what we need to do? If the type is action, then inside the actions it will have a functions and input key. So I'm just calling these functions dynamically, passing the inputs, whatever we got in the input. So just for the safe side, checking the if function is exists or not, and if the function exists, then I am just calling that functions, meaning that these functions will called, right? So we can provide as many tools as we want, as many functions as we want, and then just giving and then they like we get the output here. The function will return the results, so I'm just passing that result as a observations type. That's it. So this is all how the like agentic AI prompting looks like. So let's see this in action. Okay. So I'm starting my artisan command here because it is inside Docker. So I'm just running the artisan inside Docker. So here it is waiting for the user input, because our first thing we are doing is asking for the user input, right? Here. Okay, let's ask. Let's just say hi for now. So here I have printed the what AI is thinking. Like this green text is how AI thinks. So basically, when I pass hi, AI is responding with an output types, and then saying giving this output text. Okay, so I just printed that text here. So whenever I say hi, user is asking for how we can help. So let's ask for the temperature of Tokyo. Okay. Can you give me, like, we can write in any language, any word format, any in any ways we like, right? So let's just ask for the temperature of Tokyo. Give me temperature of Tokyo. So what is it is doing? It is planning. So the AI is planning. So AI, like if this is the user input, then based upon this input, it thinks that it needs to call these functions, and then in like next step, the AI is like calling that functions with the action type, passing the input with Tokyo, and then finally get the results. So the so AI is responding that the temperature of Tokyo is 32 degrees Celsius. Where it is coming from? It's coming from this list. So let's say let's ask for the temperature of, let's say, America. What about America? Because America is not in that list, so it should respond with saying that we don't have, it doesn't have the list. So basically it just responds that the Tokyo is sunny, but the America doesn't exist. Okay, so I'm like I asked for the America, but it seems that there is a New York, so it gives the response. So let's ask about another country. What about China? Spelling wrong is that is also fine. So there is no information about the China Beijing. So my tool just give these many informations, but AI can smartly like do its tasks, something like this. So let's ask, can you give me some of temperature of New York and Tokyo, maybe? See, I can get the sum also. So meaning that if I have this data, I don't need to write any logic, right? Initially, our feature could be just providing the temperature of provided city, but maybe in future our boss asks us to prepare something so that we can give the some feature which requires to add two different temperature. Then like traditional Laravel application, we might need to write that logic by ourselves, right? But here we don't need to do anything. So this is the power of AI, agentic AI. So like basically it can do anything. Like we can say, is it let's just ask, is it okay to go out with a jacket today um, in Tokyo? See, it can give the response because it has the data. Based upon that data, it can do anything, right? Okay, cool. So let's move to in our slide. So basically, I just show you the basic example of agentic AI, how we can integrate AI in our programming. So Laravel can be a good options for agentic AI. With Laravel, it is very hard. Why? Because Laravel already has so many solid foundation like routes, queues, events, model, everything is there, right? So we don't need to write tools by ourselves. We can just give access, that agentic AI access to the Laravel frameworks functionality, and then it can just call those functions by itself. So on top of that, like suddenly our app isn't responding, it's making smart choices because it has access to the tools. It's like putting the ChatGPT inside our Laravel middleware, meaning that now ChatGPT can respond to user and then perform whatever task it requires. And the like good thing is we don't require PhD thesis also, because back then working in AI requires like a lot of learning, PHP research and all, right? But now we have that freedom. Okay, so let's move into the to-do agent. So like previously I just show you one tool with like some weather data. So let's see how we can integrate this in our Laravel model. Okay, so let's just build a to-do agent. So why I'm choosing to-do agent? Because it's a CRUD. So if we can perform CRUD by using AI, then we can do anything with AI, right? So let's see. Okay, let's look in our code. So here I build another command for the CRUD. So basically this is loading the CRUD. Okay, so I'm trying to make it a little bit dynamic here. so that like previously everything was static, right? So weather information, the available tools, those things are static, but here I'm making it dynamic. So let's see how our tools looks like. So here I prepare a class with a list of tools. Basically tools means the list of functions and its descriptions, and then also provided the schema of our database. So we can make these things also dynamic, right? But for now, for the simplicity, I am just having it here hard coded, I mean statically. So these are our function call, like how we can do how we can list to do's. We can just call the to do model and then list it. Create, just pass the argument and then it will create. Just and then search, just perform the search like this. Delete like this. So very basic model call, right? We are not doing anything complex here. We are just providing it a basic list of tools, and I'm just passing that using a basic PHP templating. So meaning that inside my these prompts, I have like I just have some ord as a template variable, and then I'm just replacing that with the provide like the respective values. So basically this is preparing my system prompts, and rest of the code is exactly same. No changes here. So the same code we use for weather API can be reused here also. So let's check how these things work. So let me open my database. So here is my basic to do tables. So let's call our API. So it's in not chart API, to do API. Okay. So okay, let's ask our AI to do certain tasks. Okay. So let's say hi. Okay, just start with hi. Can okay. Let's make it informal. I am thinking about buying some groceries today. So it based upon that it plans, and then it is asking more specific question like if is there anything specific in like is there anything specific in that grocery? Okay, let's say milk. So AI can like act interact like AI can be interactive as well on its own. So it is just planning. Could you please verify if you like to add search? Okay, add this in. Okay, let's just tell it more specifically. Add or maybe make to do of buying milk, maybe something like this. Okay, so it just created the records. So let me refresh. See, in our database now we have our to do listed. So we don't need to write any complex logic for this. So let me list my to dos. Like we can call just list or we can say any other things. So we see we can get our list. So let's delete this. Let's delete this milk from to do. Let's see if it works or not. Okay, so let me refresh. It can delete also. So basically we can link our AI to any tools we want, and then we are good to go. Okay, I think we are already late, so let me quickly wrap up. So, one thing I would like to mention, like these are the very basic examples. Maybe you might have a confusion, like what could be the real use case. So for that, like I like to mention. Currently, I am working in a projects, and then I'm trying to build agentic AI that can troubleshoot the problems. Like it can get the access to all our logs, all our Kubernetes, all our database, all our application logs and Kibana and everything. So based upon that, AI can call the data and then analyze it, plan it, and then perform the troubleshoot operations. So we can do like that. we can build similar kind of systems. Okay, so let me quickly move. I think the business benefits are we are replacing business logic with the business reasoning and all those things. Let me skip all these things. Okay, so not much. Of course the challenges is there because it costs money, it is slower than if else, of course it can hallucinate, but the future is here. It is a new paradigm. It can be a new coding paradigms. So let's try to learn it and integrate it. Okay, so thank you.